Hello, Norwood families. For those of you who celebrate Happy Halloween, and just be aware that this year it falls on a Sunday, so your children can't stay out ideally too late because they will have the next day school early in the morning. But let's just hope that at least it's not too cold that evening. So start with some upcoming important dates. Wednesday, October 27th is Coffee and Conversation. It's our October session. It's going to be from 12 to 1 p.m., and we'll talk a little more in depth about that soon. Friday, October 29th is our rescheduled picture day. Now, just for Norwood. Other schools may have already had theirs or have yet to have theirs. So our school is going to have their picture day that day. And then Friday, November 5th is the end of the first quarter, the first marking period. So all BCPS schools close 3 hours early. So here they will dismiss at 12:20. And then Wednesday, November 17th is our Norwood Math Night. It's an annual event that will be a Google Meet. And we will invite you from 6:30 to 7:30 to participate so that you can learn about fun activities and games and different resources to help you incorporate more math at home. And we're going to explain those and offer those for you as well. So please note again the school hours, because we are having a high number of students arriving late every single day. I know it can be a little crazy outside with the two schools right across from each other, and it might just seem like it's not a big deal. But tardiness does accumulate towards absences. So if you are excessively late, you will start having absences accrue. So please, please, please try to do your best to arrive here and to wait with your child. If you come early, no supervision before 8:20. All right. Now let's start with the extracurricular club information for lovers of music and dance, because the art club is currently full. So that means that Miss Long still has open spaces and is looking for more second and third graders who want to join her music and movement club. Now you can click on either your language of preference for English or Spanish to see the permission slip. As you see here, this is what it looks like. You can print it out at home, fill it out, or you can ask for it. If you don't have a printer or need help, you can come to us in the morning and just ask, and we'll get you a copy and you can fill it out then. But basically it meets Tuesday and Thursday mornings from 7:45 to 8:20. It goes all the way through to the end of May in 2022. And remember that you have to wait with your child prior to the doors being open for just those students of this club. So you can't just drop them off early and then leave and go to work and then leave your child waiting until 7:45. Like, they have to be accompanied by you until they let them in. And then from there, they just stay in the building and continue on with school. If you have any other questions, you can always email Ms. Long at rlong@bcps.org. Picture Day is coming, as we mentioned, for Friday, October 29th, and there were some hard copies of information regarding pictures that if you wanted to buy any, sent to you on Monday, October 18th in the yellow take-home folder of your child. Now, all children, regardless of whether you are or are not buying anything, are going to have their pictures taken. So you don't have to have bought something for them to have their pictures taken. Everybody will do it. It'll be used in the system, too, to update your child's picture in the system. So it's always a good idea to just send them looking their best with their biggest smiles. October Coffee and Conversation is going to be, as we mentioned, Wednesday, October 27th from 12 to 1 p.m. And we're going to have Miss Powell, who's our counselor. She's going to be talking about the BCPS concept and practice of conscious discipline, as well as dealing with big emotions, which for some kids can be a really bit of a challenge. And especially with the past 2 years and the large disruptions with the pandemic, for some, we kind of have to rethink and relearn a little bit strategies and tips on how to really handle when we're feeling a little bit dysregulated and out of whack with our emotions. So this could be a very useful one to attend. And remember, these are not in-person meetings. They are virtual meetings that we're hosting via Google Meet. And the meeting code is going to be Norwood Families, as you see here. Now, we want to update some arrival and dismissal policies. A few newsletters ago, we had a big conversation about arrival and dismissal policies in terms of logistics and like how it looks like in the parking lot and where you can go and how to make it easier for cars to fit and drop off students and all those different things. Now we're going to focus on some other just slight things we want to update. So first, please come wearing a mask every day. Every day wearing a mask. We are actually flying through our masks because of the number of students that come without masks, and we have to provide masks. So we're running out of our masks. We have to keep ordering more masks. So please, please, please bring masks. That is not a new situation. It is still the same policy. However, if you are wearing a washable or reusable mask, we also ask that you please wash them and change them. If not daily, close to daily. Just because if you've ever seen a mask, what it looks like on the inside when they've been worn from Monday through Friday without doing anything in between, it's not a pretty sight, trust me. Also, there are no sibling dismissals. So all walkers and car riders are going to dismiss directly from their classroom. Now, what do we mean by sibling dismissals? Where before the pandemic, we used to have a policy where we could send the older siblings down to the younger siblings' room. So if you had multiple children, you can get them all for one place. But remember, we're still in the pandemic and we're trying to avoid clustering of children in greater numbers in one space. That's why we want to make sure they all dismiss from their individual spots. That's why they're not coming out the front door or anything like that. So please, please, please just understand that if you have multiple children, you need to pick them up at every single room. Now, to help with this, the next point is students in third grade who are 8 years old, so they have to be both in third grade and have turned 8 years old, are allowed to walk home on their own with parent permission. So if you let us know, they can walk home. And that also means that they can exit this school building from their classroom. So that could be helpful in other ways as well. Now, remember, there's no supervision prior to 8:20 in the morning, so please don't drop off your children to have them wait by themselves, okay? It's great if you get here early, but if you get here early, leave your kids and then go, and it's like 8:10 or 8:15, they're just waiting out here. And just the more kids that are waiting by themselves without supervision in front, it's just not going to be the best situation. So please wait with them if you can. Otherwise, if you have walkers, children who walk to school, ride their bike to school, don't send them too early. Some of them are coming quite early and waiting here for a while too. So it's great that they're really ahead of the situation, their schedule, but we want them to be safe outside as well. Now, we talked a little bit in the previous newsletters about how to get a parent access to Focus, which is going to be your kind of hub of a lot of logistics like checking absences and report cards and progress reports, as well as, more importantly, your student contact information and family contact information, which really the key is when you want to update or add a new emergency contact to pick up your child. That's a really important thing. That's a lot easier when you can do it on your own. But if you need to do it manually, there is a way to do it by hand. And what it involves is, and you can click here for the video that actually we've had in the past that explains to you how to set up that parent access. But if you want to make changes by hand, this is a sample of what your student contact info page looks like. So all we would do is we would print you out a copy of this and either send it to you in advance. If you let us know, hopefully in advance, we can send it in your child's take-home folder. We can give it to you in the morning when you stop by. And then we just need you to sign and fill out a few things. You just basically, like in this red circle here on this blank void, an open space, you just write in manually the name of the person you want to add as a contact, what their phone number is, and what their relationship is to the child. Are they a sibling? Are they an uncle, cousin, grandparent, any of those things? And if you do not have a number because of age, perhaps, that's fine. Just note that. Note that they are a certain years old. If they don't have a picture ID because they're, let's say, in middle school, they're not quite yet in high school and don't have a photo ID from their school, or they just haven't received one yet, please send us a clear picture of what they look like from the front that shows their face. Not with the mask on, but just their face. And if you can't do that, then you can also give us permission to take a picture. Ideally, they can accompany you sometime or come with you, and we can take a picture prior to when they start picking up their younger sibling at Norwood. So that's ideally the way we want this to work. If you need any help, just let us know. But again, we're happy to get this sheet that you can just fill out by hand that will accomplish the same thing like doing it by Focus. It's just another way that you can get the same thing accomplished. Now, Spirit Week is coming up for Norwood. Spirit Week is going to be the week starting on Monday, October 25th, and each day is going to have an opportunity with a certain theme for your children to show their school spirit. So Norwood Superstar Day is going to be the day on Monday where they can wear blue, white, or something with stars. Tuesday, October 26th, is a class color day. And so that's going to be a day where your class is going to have decided on a certain color that they want to wear, and then you just can wear that same color to be in solidarity with your class. Wednesday, October 27th, is Sports Day. So you can wear your jerseys of your favorite teams or players. And then on Wednesday is Sports Day. Thursday is going to be Pajama Day. So just wear something comfortable. If you're not comfortable wearing your actual pajamas, you don't have to wear your actual pajamas. You can kind of make up a pajama outfit that's maybe more appropriate for school. Make sure it's appropriate for school. And if not, just something very comfy that you might lounge around more in the house. And then for Friday, Dress to Impress. It's going to be our picture day. So there's really nothing other than just look your best for your picture day. So these are not obligatory. You don't have to do them. But if you really want to get involved with the school spirit, then just show your spirit by following one of those dress codes for the day. Now, October ELA Unit Overviews for families. We promise you these different family overviews for either the reading and writing or the math. So this time it's the second newsletter of the month. So it's going to focus on reading and writing from English language arts. So for each grade, you can click on the link and you'll see an example. This is, for example, is grades 3, Unit 2. And it's talking about different folk tales and stories and the myths and behind these different cultural origins of stories and folklores. As well as central messages of stories. So just some tips on what you guys can try at home to kind of follow these same concepts, but do it in your own way or for fun. Requesting an interpreter for fall parent-teacher conferences. Now, those are coming up at the end of November. But we sent home some sheets a little bit ago to have you fill out if you wanted or needed an interpreter. So for any language, doesn't matter, in Spanish, you need for Arabic, Urdu, Burmese, anything. If you need an interpreter or you didn't get that sheet, let us know. You can either ask for that sheet or you can just send us the information that we asked for on that sheet. You can call the school, the front office, 443-809-7055. Or you can email Miss Flangsreich. She's otherwise known as Miss F, and she's one of our ESL teachers. So her email is here. It's nflanzraich@bcps.org. We just ask that you give us the student name, their grade, their teacher, which parent is interested in attending. So is it mom, dad, or both of them? And then the language for which you are requesting an interpreter. Now, we've mentioned before a CCBC Family Literacy ESL program. We had one over the summer that we talked about. So for those of you who were here last year, these are ESL programs that are designed to help adults, parents who have children in school, enrolled in a school or an academic program. They are listed here in the first paragraph, like the Judy Center of Baltimore County or a Head Start program. And you're welcome to use this free course. It's an actual course that you can learn some useful English that will help you with day-to-day, but also academically. It helps you learn English that is unique to also school engagement and activities. And so rather than going to CCBC, which was what you had to do last time over the summer, to register, there's actually 5 different county locations. A lot of them are schools, some are libraries, and the 2 closest to us are going to be the North Point community room. The North Point Library has a community room, and that's here in Dundalk, or Hawthorne Elementary School in the cafeteria, and that's over in Middle River. It's a little farther, but it's not as far as the other ones. And it's going to be classes that are held twice a week, and completely free, once again, and slots are going to be available in the morning, afternoon, and the evening. Now, you do have to commit to this, though. If you miss, it's a very small margin of error. If you miss only like a few, like 3 maybe or more, maybe even 2 courses, you're not going to be able to get the certification at the end. So you have to really make sure you can make it and choose a morning or afternoon or whatever time slot that works best for you, that you really feel you can continue through with. And the flyer is right here. So if you click on it, it'll just take you to the flyer that gives you all the details about how it works and where the registration sessions are at these. They're in person, and you want to make sure you budget about 2 to 3 hours because you have to take an entrance survey, and it's kind of like an exam that just lets them know where you're at with your English proficiency to see how you've changed over time. So that's why it takes a little bit. And lastly, but not least, Nurse Debbie has a message about change of clothing and cold flu season. We're getting at that time of the year where your kids are going to get pretty sick due to the change in temperatures or being around other kids who are sick. Please, she wants to make sure that you are aware that you should have at least 1, if not 2, complete changes of clothing, including underwear, in your child's locker for use in case of any emergency, in case they get sick on themselves or anything happens, right? That involves changing their clothing. You can keep it in a plastic bag or a big storage bag inside their locker. They don't need to have it with them in their backpack or at all times. And also, if you end up using one, don't forget to replace it, because you could use it, they could come home in it, and then you forget, and then when they need it again some other time, it's not there. Now, we do tend to have some spare outfits, might not always be the best fitting, but if your child ever comes home in one and you recognize it, you can always wash it and then bring it back to the school nurse or make sure that it gets to the school nurse. We appreciate that. As for cold and flu season, as always, make sure they are frequently washing their hands to spread any germs or other illnesses that circulate at this time of year. Ensure that your child is adequately dressed appropriately for the changes in temperature, because we are in those swing temperatures now where it's really cold in the night or morning, not so much during the middle of the day, but then it might just get cold really quickly. So keep in mind, bring them dressed appropriately so they do not get sick due to the change in temperature so easily. And if they're not feeling well for any reason with any symptoms, just keep them at home until they are 24 hours being completely symptom-free without having to rely on medication. You can give them medication, just they have to have passed at least a day without relying on it to be better. Okay, that's it for this week's edition. Thank you very much, and I hope you guys have a fabulous rest of October and a great Halloween. And until next time, as always, keep on learning.